Cha Eun-woo's name suddenly filled the social media timeline from early in the morning. Not because of a new drama, not because of a fancy photo shoot or romance news, but a serious accusation that immediately made the public stunned. Cha Eun-woo was accused of embezzling taxes up to 229 billion Indonesian rupiah. That figure is too great to ignore, too astonishing not to question, and too shocking for a figure who has always been known to be clean, well-mannered, and almost flawless. In a matter of hours, the keyword Cha Eun-woo tax jumped sharply across various platforms. Fans fell silent, some panicked, some angry, while the other party began to speculate wildly. How can an idol actor whose image is almost perfect be dragged into the issue of tax evasion worth hundreds of billions of rupiah? Where did that number come from? And most importantly, are these accusations true? The issue first emerged from an anonymous post on an overseas online forum claiming a tax mismatch involving South Korea's top celebrities. The post did not name names directly, but included hints that netizens quickly associated with Cha Eun-woo, a 1997 born actor, ASTRO member, brand ambassador of various global luxury brands, and one of the highest-earning figures in the Korean entertainment industry today. Shortly thereafter, the upload was translated, twisted, and zoomed. The numbers in one units are converted haphazardly to rupiah. Then a fantastic nominal appears, 229 billion Indonesian rupiah. This figure immediately spread without context, without supporting documents, and without official clarification. But like a fire doused with gasoline, the rumor spread everywhere. Some gossip accounts even wrote bombastic headlines as if the allegations had been proven. In fact, up to this point, not a single official statement from the South Korean tax authorities named Cha Eun-woo, let alone designated him as a tax violator. This is where public confusion reaches its peak. Many are wondering, could there be a secret investigation? Or is this just an exaggerated misunderstanding? Sources familiar with the South Korean tax system then began to speak up. They explained that in recent years, the tax authorities have indeed conducted a thorough audit of entertainment companies and artists with high incomes. But an audit is not an accusation, and a review of tax returns does not mean embezzlement. In many cases, audits only aim to match earnings reports across agencies, advertising, and international contracts, especially for artists with global activities like Cha Eun-woo. The problem is that the public already associates the word audit with crime. In fact, for a figure of Cha Eun-woo's class who has income from dramas, movies, music, commercials, photo shoots, to overseas brand contracts, the tax structure is complex. Differences in the recording of payment times, currency exchange rates, to royalty distribution systems often bring up numbers that seem awkward at first glance. The figure touted as equivalent to 229 billion Indonesian rupiah itself is thought to come from total accumulated gross income, not taxes that are embezzled. This is a fatal mistake that often occurs in similar rumors. Income is equated to tax liabilities. Then the difference is referred to as embezzlement. Cha Eun-woo's agency finally spoke up after rumors got out of hand. In its official statement, the agency confirmed that Cha Eun-woo always reports and pays taxes in accordance with applicable law, uses professional tax consultants, and never receives notices of violations from the relevant authorities. They called the rumors baseless information, potentially defamatory. Furthermore, the agency explained that Cha Eun-woo has been known to be very careful in financial matters. Even in the internal circles of the industry, he was called one of the most rule-abiding artists, rarely took the gray road, and always left administrative matters to experts. This explanation gradually eased the panic, but the damage had already happened. Cha Eun-woo's name has been dragged into a negative narrative that, while unproven, still leaves its mark on the public sphere. Interestingly, some observers think that this issue arises at a sensitive moment, when Cha Eun-woo is at the peak of global popularity, with a busy project schedule and a growing international spotlight. In the history of the Korean entertainment industry, tax issues have often been used as the most effective weapon to bring down reputation, because they touch the moral and legal spheres at once. But unlike the real cases that have happened to some other celebrities, to date there are no legal documents, no official summons, and no open investigation that corroborates the allegations against Cha Eun-woo. There are only pieces of information that are assembled into scary stories. The fans moved quickly. Hashtags of support have sprung up, demanding fair clarification and asking the media to stop spreading speculation. Many caution that a person's reputation should not be destroyed simply by anonymous uploads without evidence. Towards the end of the day, the direction of the news began to change. The mainstream media has been more cautious, emphasizing the words accused and rumor, as well as featuring official denials from agencies. Slowly, the narrative shifts from sensation to explanation. And it is at this point that one thing becomes clear. Not all big news is big truth. In Cha Eun-woo's case, the Rp 229 billion charge of tax evasion is more like a domino effect of misunderstandings, erroneous number conversions, and a viral culture that is too quick to judge. Cha Eun-woo chooses to remain silent. No personal clarification, no emotional defense. This attitude, for some people, is precisely the affirmation that they do not feel the need to straighten out something that is not right. Amid the cacophony of rumors, one important lesson again comes to the fore. In the age of instant information, speed often trumps truth. Big names can be shaken overnight, not because of obvious mistakes, but because of untested stories. And for Cha Eun-woo, at least until recently, the Rp 229 billion charge of tax evasion was more properly referred to as a storm of rumors. Loud, noisy, scary, but slowly evaporated when illuminated by facts. As the night changed into the morning, one piece of fact after another began to emerge and slowly eroded the fear that had enveloped the public. Some South Korean economic journalists who used to cover celebrity tax issues began to question the source of the widely circulated 229 billion Indonesian rupiah figure. Not a single official report, court document, or statement from the National Tax Service of Korea mentions such figures. In fact, the number never appeared in one units in the early sources that claimed to be the origin of the rumor. From further tracing, it is revealed that the figure is most likely the result of a rough amalgamation of Cha Eun-woo's estimated income over the past few years. Gross revenue from commercials, dramas, international fan meetings, and global contracts, which was then mistakenly perceived as unpaid tax money. This error is fatal but already widespread before it can be corrected. A tax expert who is often a top artist consultant said that it is impossible for an individual to embezzle such a large amount of tax without a long and open legal process. If there are allegations of tax evasion of hundreds of billions of rupiah, it is not an issue that can be hidden. There will be an official investigation, a public notice, and usually a trial, he said. In Cha Eun-woo's case, none of these indicators show up. On the other hand, there are also interesting facts about how the South Korean artist tax system works. For figures like Cha Eun-woo, taxes are not only paid privately, but also through corporate schemes, agency contracts, and cross-border payments. A lot of income is taxed directly at the source, especially from international contracts, so the space for skimming taxes in private is actually very small. But rumors have already formed a narrative. Some netizens started digging through old archives, trying to attribute Cha Eun-woo's reticence as a sign of guilt. In fact, in the Korean entertainment industry, silence is often precisely a legal strategy to avoid misrepresentations that can be misinterpreted. In many previous cases, innocent artists chose to wait for official clarification rather than react emotionally. To make matters even more ironic, Cha Eun-woo is known as a figure who has almost never been dragged into serious controversies throughout his career. He rarely parties, is rarely seen in scandalous circles, and is known to have a good boy image that is often even used as an example by the media. This fact makes the accusation of tax evasion feel even more awkward. Some industry colleagues indirectly signal support. Vague posts on social media, short comments about the truth will prevail. To the attitude of major agencies that continue to work together without any changes, are clues that behind the scenes, this issue is not taken seriously by those who really understand the situation.